Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Alright you guys, it's officially week 5 of the NFL season, so let's get into those picks. Thursday Night Football is the 49ers versus the Rams in a Battle of California, and it does appear that Brock Purdy may play this game. They've came out and said that he is on course to play. So as long as he has no setbacks in the week, I expect Brock Purdy to play this game. These are both 3-1 teams, and they've both been playing really, really well. I am honestly impressed with how good San Francisco has been playing with the injuries that they have had. And they suffered a big one with Nick Bosa, Brock Purdy, George Kittle. They have had injury after injury after injury and have still continued to win football games. I'm going to give it to the 49ers here. I think with the return of Brock Purdy, they're going to want to continue that winning streak and prove that even though they have injuries, they can battle through this. Then on Sunday, we start with the Vikings and the Browns. And I'm going to give this to the Vikings. This is a London game, so it will be on early. I am going to give it to the Vikings, although they have had a little bit of a rocky season. I think that they have more juice than the Browns. Then we have the Texans and the Ravens. And to be honest with you, if you told me the Ravens would be 1-3, I would be completely shocked. Like, I'd be like, no, you are lying. But they are 1-3. Lamar and his team just have not been really clicking the way they did last year. But with that being said, I definitely think that they take this victory over the Texans this week. I think that they get back on track and get their season back on shape. And honestly, I think Derrick Henry is going to have a big game. He didn't have the biggest week last week, so I think he's going to want to bounce back. Then we have the Giants versus the Saints, and Jackson Dart is officially the starter. He was announced literally the afternoon after I recorded the episode last week. So he is now officially the starter, and he got his first victory. And I don't think he's going to slow down here. I think he's going to get a victory against the Saints, and I think get that Giants team to 2-3, and the Saints are going to fall 0-5. Then we have the Broncos and the Eagles. The Eagles are literally soaring high. Like that is what they're doing. They are killing it. They are showing that they could possibly repeat as champions. And I definitely think that they beat that Broncos team. The Broncos have been kind of back and forth. They had a good game this week. But the Eagles are just tough, you guys. And I don't think the Broncos can slow them down. Then we have the Cowboys and the Jets. Can I just say, there is one thing in football that if you asked me, what would you get rid of in football? There's one thing. Ties. I cannot stand a tie. I cannot stand a tie. How do you tie a football game? There has to be a winner. There has to be a loser. I just think the tie should be thrown out the window. I don't like it. I don't care what you have to do to play until there's an actual winner, but I do not like a tie. But with that being said, the Cowboys and the Packers did tie last week. So the Cowboys have 1 win, 2 losses, and 1 tie on their season, and the Jets are 0-4. But I think that overall the Cowboys will win this game. They scored a lot of points last week. It was a 40-40 tie, which is insane. That is a lot of points being scored. We have not seen the Jets score a lot of points. The Jets have not really had anything going on for them, so I think the Cowboys get this victory. I think they definitely outscore the Jets. Then we have the Raiders and the Colts. The Raiders are 1-3, the Colts are 3-1, and I think the Colts definitely win this game. The Raiders gave my Bears a tough game last week. They've had some tough games on the season, and they have competed, I think, a lot more than people thought that they would, to be honest with you. But I think Daniel Jones and this Colts team prevail because it's at the Colts. Then we have the Dolphins and Panthers. Of course, we all saw that really bad Tyreek Hill injury. So the Dolphins are now without him. Both of these teams are 1-3. I did not expect the Dolphins to have the same record as the Panthers, but they're both 1-3. Regardless of that, I do feel like the Dolphins will pull out this win. They did pull out the win after Tyreek Hill went down, so I think they'll definitely pull this one out as well. and beat the Panthers. And then we have the Bucks and the Seahawks, and I don't know if Mike Evans is playing. I sure hope for my fantasy team's sake he is, but obviously if he needs to heal a little longer, I hope he sits and heals. But I feel like the Bucks can definitely beat the Seahawks. The Seahawks have been rolling. Sam Darnold has that team performing really, really well. But the Bucks are so tough, you guys. They are one of the toughest teams in the NFL. And I feel like that they are going to have a big year this year. So I'm going to go with the Bucks here. And then the Titans and the Cardinals. And in the words of Cam Ward himself, we ass. The Titans are ass, you guys. They are not doing well. They're not firing on any cylinders. Like, they don't even have cylinders at this point. So we're definitely giving the win to the Cardinals. I do think Cam Ward is that guy. I do think he's going to be a good quarterback, but the Titans just need so many pieces that they just can't get anything going on. So I definitely am giving that Cardinals team, the victory here. I think the Titans fall to 0-5. Maybe we'll get another press conference where Cam Ward's calling them ass, because that's basically what they are. At this point in time, the Tennessee Titans need to make a shirt with that quote on it, because that's what they are. That's what they're giving out right now, and hopefully they can get it together, but it's not looking good for them. Then we have the Commanders and the Chargers. And Justin Herbert and the Chargers are 3-1. They only have one loss. The Commanders are 2-2. So they haven't had the early success like they did last year, but they're still in the battle, of course. Jaden Daniels has been hurt. We don't know if he's 100% healed. So I am going to give it to Justin Herbert and the Chargers here. I think that I'm honestly really impressed with the Chargers and the connection that they have with Harbaugh and how Justin Herbert's performing. I really think he has improved a ton. I always thought Justin Herbert was a good quarterback, but seeing him this year really excels that for me. Like, he is hitting everything that he needs to hit to make his name up there with the good quarterbacks. So I'm going to give it to the Chargers. I think that they pull off this victory. Plus, it's at home, which always helps. Then we have the Lions and the Bengals. Another team that's ass is the Bengals. They're not doing well. I saw the game last night, and T. Higgins is on the sideline like this. Like, that just sums up how things are going for them. Of course, they took a huge hit with Joey Burrow being out. So I'm definitely giving the victory to the Lions here. The Lions are doing very well. They're top of their division. And I think that they definitely get this win over the Bengals, and I think they get an easy win over the Bengals, honestly. Then we have the Patriots and the Bills. The Bills are 4-0. Josh Allen is not slowing down anytime soon, because he has been so close to that Super Bowl so many times and has not got it, and he wants to prove that he can get there. The Bengals win this game easily. Then Monday Night Football is your Kansas City Chiefs versus the Jacksonville Jaguars at Jacksonville. And if I told you that the Jacksonville Jaguars had a better record than the Kansas City Chiefs, would you believe me? Because they do. The Kansas City Chiefs are 2-2. They got off to a very rocky start. The Jaguars are 3-1. However, I am rolling with Kansas City here. I probably shouldn't, because the week that I did not pick them, they ended up winning. But I'm rolling with Kansas City here. I think that they now have the taste of victory, and they're ready to get back to that Kansas City Chiefs team that we know and love. I shouldn't say love, because there's a lot of people that don't love them. But I think that they're going to definitely get that victory this week against the Jaguars. Although I do expect it to be a close game. I don't expect it to be a blowout victory. I expect it to be a very close game. So those are my week 5 picks for this week of NFL. My fantasy team is not doing so bad, you guys. Both of them are doing okay. I'm still in. So the one league that we're in, a person gets chopped each week, and I'm still in. So that's all that matters at this point in time. The other one, I have one loss, I'm pretty sure. But I had Mike Evans and CeeDee Lamb go down at the same week, so that was a little rough for me. So we're doing good. We're holding in there. Fingers crossed we can continue to hold in there and stay in those leagues. Also this week, Bad Bunny was announced as the Super Bowl halftime performer. I know there's a lot of mixed reviews about this, but I'm honestly excited to see what Bad Bunny can do. I feel like any performance that I've watched of his is very exciting and very fun. I am a wrestling girly, and one of my favorite moments is his Backlash Puerto Rico entrance. It was phenomenal. So I'm super excited to see what Bad Bunny can do. And what are your thoughts, you guys? What are your thoughts on your team? How are they faring this year? What are your thoughts on the Super Bowl halftime show? Let me know, and I'll see you guys for week 6.